You are now tuned in to the Premier Hotspur TV. Sit back, get involved, comment away, because we are live.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Premier Hotspur TV. It's your man Simon, North of England's biggest Spurs fan. Yes, guys, we are back with the post-match reaction to the Manchester City Tottenham FA Cup final. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to put my headphones in. Yes, guys, can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, it's a match reaction to the weekend's FA Cup final, guys. Tottenham took the big L, like what Darius does, and it was absolutely shambolic. Do you know what? I'm glad I actually went to London because the atmosphere was better than the actual game itself. So that actually made up for it. But we have got the two City guys in here, guys. We have got Hugh and we have got Dara from 1894 podcast, and we've got co-host Matt in the building as well. So guys, we are live on Facebook as well, guys. So if you're going to come in on Facebook, make sure you hit your comments up. Guys, are you having any feedback from me?
No, you sound okay.
I am.
Yeah, I can hear a small bit.
Yeah.
Okay, me.
Right. I'm just hoping it'll go. So yes, guys. So get your comments in, guys. Smash the like and subscribe if you haven't. So guys, we have got Redders. Redders is in here. City. I knew he'll be in here. I bloody knew he'll be in here. Top 943 says, all right, lads. Top 943 says, we bottled it. Absolutely. That's 4 finals, guys. I'm going to 4 finals without a goal. Menace, that's 1894 podcast is the best. Top 943 Mason was out of his depth. Menace, I have feedback by City. Yeah. And George said, hi mate, how's it going, George? Yes, guys, sorry that we went missing over the weekend. I wasn't doing no vlogging or nothing like that. I actually went to London, enjoy the event. Because there's plenty of other people there doing other like watch-alongs and like previews and things like that. So I was there just swigging some beers and having some fun, guys. And the first question goes to these two guys. Hugh, we'll come to you first, pal. Before the game, we had a preview, and you predicted, I think, 2-0. I think that was your prediction.
2-1.
Oh, 2-1. And did you expect, as you watched that yesterday, could you have got more on what you expected yesterday, or was that just Tottenham playing bad?
I think it's very reminiscent of our performances in recent weeks, where we have so much ball, particularly in the middle of the park, and we're just struggling to finish. You know, I think obviously it's nice to win the trophy, as it always is nice to win a trophy. But if there's one thing that screamed at City fans yesterday is we need a number 9, and I know Harry Kane is in the mix and Haaland's in the mix, and I think we said it just before we went live there that if you do add a player of that quality up front, it could, like you said, have been 10-0 because we had so many chances. I think at one stage it was 16 attempts on goal for City to Tottenham's 2. I don't want to come across like too arrogant, but if that doesn't scream dominance, I don't know what does.
For it.
I think from minute 1 to 90, it was sheer dominance from us. Players like Foden had so many chances. Sterling was in a few times. And they just didn't show the clinicality on that day to convert them. But I mean, on another day, or if you have maybe an inform or a younger Aguero on the pitch, it could have been 4 or 5-0. But I think I'm happy to win the trophy, and it's always great. But there's definitely some notes to be taken from that if City want to progress even further.
Yeah, absolutely. Hugh, nice one, pal. Dara, we'll come to you, mate. Was that prolific City yesterday? Knowing all the shots you had on goal, you only got 1 goal, or did you come against a really bad Tottenham performance?
I don't think Spurs are great at all. I thought the way they were absorbing it, it's not like obviously we said before, it's going to be them absorbing the pressure and trying to go up the other end, but it wasn't like a Mourinho performance. It's more of like it was more. It looked exactly that, someone who was out of their depth, and it showed. But City were good, but to echo the point, really, if we have a good striker, it's could be 4-5. Could be 4-5 easily the way we set up.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Matt, you can talk us through the Tottenham bit. We just done a show there, and you probably going to echo what you said there, mate.
Just pathetic, mate. Didn't even turn up. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I can't take much more of this team. I really can't. I think we just need a whole, not say new squad, but we need a whole revamp. Definitely. There's maybe a couple of players I like, but it's not. There's a hell of a lot I don't like, or I just don't even want to be associated. With, or I've lost the feeling. Of my club. It just feels numb, mate. I don't want to get angry anymore. I don't want to get upset. There's just no point. Obviously the owners are another conversation down. We'll have a conversation down the road, I'm sure, about that. But talking about the team yesterday, I just thought it was too easy for City. At times I was yelling at the TV screen, "Don't let Mahrez cut in on that foot. Don't let him come in. Take him down the side. Noria just lets him, just open, or Region, just let him stroll in there." And he nearly scored a wonder goal, but I knew he would. I knew what Mahrez is capable of. I've seen him do it for Leicester. I've seen him do it for City. So many times. We couldn't handle Phil Foden. I thought he was fantastic yesterday. De Bruyne, he just had too much time on the ball at times. There was one point where Spurs were just like, "Go on, play a pass." There was no pressing. It was non-existent, mate. It was the worst cup final, I think, performance from a team I think I've seen. And to be honest, it should have been 4 or 5. I agree with the City boys.
Yeah, absolutely. So, guys, the question is then, after we'll just have a little talk about that. It's that question there, guys. Was City that good or Tottenham that bad? Hugh, we'll come over to you again. What do you think, mate? Was City that good, or was Tottenham just absolutely shambolic yesterday?
I think it's a combination of both, Simon. I think when you look at the whole game, I think it's fair to say on paper and on the pitch, we're streets ahead. Both in all areas of the pitch, where defence, midfield, and going forward. The only thing you probably have over us is that clinical striker and Harry Kane who can score them. And like I said, if he was in our team, it would have been 4 or 5-0. I think we are, like I said, streets ahead as a team. And as for Spurs, I don't know where to turn if I was a Spurs fan. I really don't know what I'd have to say. There's a few really good individuals there. Gareth Bale came on with about 20 minutes to go. He had absolutely no impact on the game. How are you supposed to compete as a team if you've marquee men coming on and having no impact on the game? I think our big players did turn up, bar scoring goals, and your big players didn't. Simple as that. Sorry, just to add to that, actually, it was a completely different game to the one earlier on the season where you posed much more threat. Do you know what I mean? It was just a different game.
Totally agree. Absolutely, Hugh. Darth, we'll come over to you, mate. Zach, same question to you, mate.
Yeah, it's a completely different game, and it does have to come down to the managerial experience. I'm sure Jose sets up better in a one-off game. He knows City's kryptonite. He knows how to set up against them, and it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same Spurs yesterday. No matter what you think of Mourinho, he would have handled that better.
Yeah, actually, we'll go on to that in a minute. Matt, I know what you're going to say, but you can just cover the Tottenham perspective there, mate. Was City that good, mate, or were we that absolutely terrible yesterday?
I think, I'm not. I don't just want to say Tottenham are terrible. That's a bit of a disrespect to City. I think they were really good yesterday. I said the game would have been won in midfield. Our midfield was non-existent, and City just run absolute riot through us every time. Like I said, we didn't have any. With City, you need to be able to break their press, and we didn't have a midfielder that could do it. And then we took off a creative midfielder and brought on Sissoko. I mean, if Jose Mourinho does that, there's an uproar. There really is. Or even if he doesn't start in ndombele, which was, the surprise for me, he would have got absolute pelters. So it's a double standard because it's like, okay, Ryan Mason, because he's a legend of the club or he's been with our club for so long, he should come under criticism as well. I just think that's, if you're going to do it for one guy, you have to do it for the other. It was, I think it was a gamble that just didn't work. I'm sure he'll learn from it, but it was just a mess from from the lineup to the actual game itself, and even the substitutions. But like I say, City they played really well. You can't take it away just because we played bad. They still had to play good on the day to win the game, and they did their job.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Nice one for that, guys. We've got some comments here. Top 943 say, I'll see you there, Si, on the video on Tottenham TV. Yes, that was brilliant yesterday. We're talking with Slav, Beloved Hotspur, yes. How's it going, ads? Renner says, come on, City, let's knock PSG out of the Champions League. Now let's go. We've got Ben in the house. Yes, Ben. We've got Paul. We absolutely battered. We absolutely battered 36 seconds off the game. I can't believe we lost. Oh, he's ace, Paul. He's ace. How's it going, John? Nice one for coming in. We've got Renner's. Hugh is ruthless tonight. No, mate. I told him, mate. Let's get it out, mate. Get it out. We don't care on this channel. Top 943. It was the easiest cup final for City were ever playing. That's probably true. There, Winks only played because his mates. I absolutely said that after the game as well. John says we were rubbish. Dyer probably played the best game of the season. I would have started Bale on after Wednesday and Sissoko come on again to mess up the back again, and we get an impound high. As a going, pal, thanks for coming in, Chelsea fan there. And that's the actual. Do you know what? Inter says Sissoko out. Yes, as a going Inter, thanks for coming in, pal. That's the next one, guys. I think one of you mentioned it about about Jose Mourinho. That's the next question I want to go on, guys. I also want to get your too as well. Do you think the result makes sacking Jose a bad decision now, guys? We'll come to you, Matt, first, because obviously it was our boss. Do you think after that result it was a bad decision? Okay, we don't know hindsight if we'll have won it or not, but over him or Mason in a cup final against Pep?
I think looking at Mason yesterday, he looked nervous. Now, whether that energy transferred to the players could be so I believe if it was probably Mourinho, he would have been. I think the players may have got a level of confidence from it. He would have been there before. He knows what he's doing. He's won it many times. That's normally his first trophy. He likes to pick up it's what he did at Chelsea, and then he went on from there. But I just believe whatever manager you would have had with that team that was lined out yesterday and the attitude of the players, I think we still would have lost. I just think there's a problem there mentally. There's a problem there attitude-wise. And, you've only had 3 or 4 players that have come out, today on Twitter or on Instagram and obviously said their piece. And they're clearly the ones that care. I mean, the other, the rest of the squad obviously, don't care that much. I saw Dele Alli earlier. He posted on his Instagram. He was going out in a limo, I think, with his mate. I mean, it's just ridiculous. He came on that pitch for 10, 15 minutes. He's walking, mate. Absolutely pathetic. He can definitely go. He's done as a footballer for me. I don't think I think he's got an attitude problem, and I have heard that from a source, I can't say who, that he has got an addiction to a sleeping drug. And apparently a lot of Premier League footballers are going on this sort of sleeping drug that will knock them out to sleep when they game late at night and things like that. And apparently he's got addicted to him. So apparently that's one of the reasons. It's typical, isn't it? But obviously how true I don't know. But yeah, that's what my source has told me.
Yeah, that's probably the old Tottenham team then doing all that crap. Then I
don't know. There's so often just don't care, mate. But maybe with Mourinho it might have been different. But if I know these players, they probably would have just not even turned up. They wouldn't have defended probably as well as they did yesterday. I don't think they would have put their bodies on the line for Jose Mourinho. I think he was done after the Zagreb game. I think that was quite clear to see even after the Arsenal game. If you can't get up for a North London derby, then you know, whether you like your manager or not, it's a sense of pride. Or you can't get up for a cup final, then I think you have to seriously look at the whole squad in general and completely rip it up.
Yeah, absolutely, Matt. And I'll just literally just say a couple of things on that. Matt, you know what I thought about Jose Mourinho. I said it's no point of sacking him when they did go to the end of the season. Now was the point you sacked him 6 days before a final.
Yeah.
And apparently the rumor was this is probably why he sacked him. If Tottenham won that final, apparently he's got a clause in his contract to have to pay him more on top of what he gets. So that's probably a get out clause.
Money again, isn't it? Money again.
Yeah, money driven by money, and that's what it said. Someone said it today. It was like sank an extra £10 million. It was in the clause, and someone said he's sacked him over 10 million and like over winning a trophy. Do you know what I mean? Just says it all about the actual ball and everything, mate. Hugh, we'll come down to you, mate. I know it's a Tottenham thing, but I just want to get your insight. Someone for looking in. Do you reckon that was a bad decision? Now after that result,
I think there's a couple of ways you can look at it, but in all honesty, I don't see a world where even if Mourinho was there, Spurs beat City yesterday. I just don't. I think on paper and it proved as well on the pitch yesterday that we're just a better team. Just to kind of echo what Matt was saying, though, I do think maybe Mourinho would have bred a teeny bit more confidence into the Spurs players. I think a few of them looked like they were lacking a bit of confidence. They weren't ready to go for it. I mean, throughout the whole game, I was kind of saying there will be a purple patch for Spurs. They will come at us and have 10, 15 minutes where they could punish, and that never came. And that has to be put down to management in some cases. If they can't communicate to the players on the pitch and say you have to start going for it and have to start pushing forward and taking risks, that comes down to management. I don't know, like I said, if Mourinho would have changed the result yesterday, but I don't know. I don't see a world, like I said, where Spurs do win yesterday.
Nice one, Hugh. The only thing I'll say, Hugh, on what you said there, mate, I will not disagree with you. If Jose was there, it would have made a difference. But what we were saying as fans yesterday, mate, at the event we was at, he wouldn't have picked Winks. And it's things like that he would not have done. He would never dreamed of. Winks wouldn't have been nowhere near the actual subspace, let alone the starting 11.
Yeah, exactly.
It's things like that. It's things like that. We know if even Jose there, City would probably won the game anyway. But it's things like that, mate, and that's what I say. It would have been a bit more different with Jose. Dorothy, we're coming to you. Do you actually echo what Hugh just said there?
Yeah, man, I'm 100%. It comes down to it as well if they're set up properly. Obviously, Mason's just gone play the same way as he play usually, and he doesn't have the fear factor Jose would have. He doesn't have the he doesn't have the mentality that Jose has to go out and just say, right, 6 at the back, just damage limitation, do what you can, see if we can get into penalties. He didn't, and if Jose is there, it's harder for City to score, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. We've got some comments here. Who would you take as permanent manager? I'm not looking at my managers. Me and Max having a thing. I want this ball gone before any manager and players come through this door again. Rennes, Jose ain't a big loss, to be honest. No. I'll just point the fact out there. Rennes, Carlos saying, evening chap, how's it going, Carlos? Rennes says, I don't think Jose would have beaten Pep. Kane was that far back. I thought he was playing. Yeah, he seriously, mate, it's a joke. John said we played like Jose was still the manager. Perhaps Mason looked at Jose's notes and the players were the problem again. Paul says I would have take anyone who will come. Ian Holloway. Jesus Christ, this guy is a joke. John says Delhi couldn't care less. And so says agree. Rennes. Paul says yes, Paul. Thanks for coming in, pal. We actually defended offense and didn't react. Man City wanted the game more than he did, and to be honest, fair play to them. Such as it hard to say. Yes, John says, and they played like they were half asleep most of the time. That's probably that drug. I mean, I don't know what that drug was all about. I mean, that's probably what it is. You know what I mean, and Rennes says, to be honest, when it was 0-0 after 60 minutes, I was getting worried Spurs could score on a counter. Yeah, like what Wigan done to you. Yeah, I remember that. I was going sick in the 1894 podcast watch along. Yes, Will. Are you recovered from yesterday, Simon? Always, mate. Straight after the game. Not a problem, pal. Sissoko out. That guy can't jump. Yeah, absolutely. And we've got Tony. Evening, guys. Hope you're well. Thanks, Tony, coming in. Venice, Jose's out of his touch of the game now. He falls out with players and staff at the club. He causes unrest. The club Spurs are well rid. Tony says again, Kane and Son looked ineffective yesterday. They looked very lackluster. When you needed them, they failed to turn up again. Venice, this new manager will come and give all the players a chance, even ones that was out of favour with Jose. Jose Mourinho has managed to win a cup over Pep. Poor decision by Lively. Venice's Poch got out of his Spurs team, to be honest. And he said, "Are we all Villarreal on?"
Oh, hell yeah!
Yes, hell yes, absolutely. We're not having you lot in it. And if we played similar to Southampton second half with yesterday's defence, I honestly think that we could. I don't think so, Paul. I can see where you're trying to come from, mate. Even that second half performance, I don't think would have been on with City yesterday.
The thing is, Chelsea showed you how to try and play against City when they beat them in the FA Cup. That Chelsea can defend and they're quite organised. That's how you do it, and you have to take your chance when you get it. We had a chance. Højbjerg didn't shoot. He tried to slide it into Reguilon and completely mucked it up. And that was the story of the day, really, wasn't it? That was like, it's not going to come, is it? I mean, don't get me wrong. There was a glimmer of hope when Lloris was saving everything and Foden hit the post. I was like, maybe is it just our day? Is it just we were blocking everything, and then it was the same old thing that happens in every game, individual error or a set piece.
Absolutely. Last one, Matt. Right, guys, we'll go to your player ratings. I'm going to put a name up on the no. Yeah, we'll do ours in a minute, Matt. I flip it out. That's an easy one for us. So, guys, between you, you're on goalie first of all. How do you think he done yesterday? How do you think he fared against us? Didn't really. But we had 2 shots on goal, so I don't know how we're going to go over this one, guys. It was more comfortable for him.
He made a great save to be fair to the Celso shot. That was going in. It was actually quite a good save, but he didn't really have much to do, I suppose.
I'll go A, personally. I think it was just what he had to do, we did.
Yeah, he didn't have a huge amount to do. Zach Steffen, what he was called upon to do, he did perfectly. So I think an 8 out of 10. It's obviously not a 10 out of 10 performance or a 9 either. He didn't have a huge amount, but what he was asked to do, like I said, he did it just fine.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. And we'll go on to Kyle Walker, guys.
I think on our ratings we gave him an 8 as well. He was a bit poor in recent weeks when he was called upon, maybe some silly decision making, but he really improved yesterday. He went back to his own basics of just defending when necessary and bombing forward and using his pace when he can. So I think that warrants an 8 as well. Just an all-round decent performance from Kyle Walker.
I agree.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. Yeah, this is the guy I'm flipping jealous. You got this guy, Ruben Diaz.
Ruben Diaz was absolutely amazing yesterday. Even if he's not directly involved in the game, he breathes such confidence into the rest of the team. And I'm sorry, I'm going to call this out on Paul Tierney here. I've said it so many times. That was not a foul on Harry Kane. That was one of the best.
I have watched it again, and when you watch it,
mate.
Yeah, it was a great tackle.
We was all laughing at the event, mate. We was cracking up. Seriously, we had a game that. It was a great challenge. It was an absolute great challenge.
So perfectly, and you should be rewarded for those kind of challenges, not penalised. We're going to give Ruben Diaz a 9 out of 10. Not a 10 because he wasn't under severe pressure, but like I said, everything he had to do, he did with class. He's such a classy player. That's the word to use. 9 out of 10.
Rolls Royce.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Seriously, mate, absolutely.
Tonga, didn't he? Rolls Royce.
Laporte. There was Spurs fans yesterday. How's he still on the pitch? And we was literally, I was saying to Spurs, you're just clutching at flipping straws. Stop clutching at straws, and we excuses all the time. I flipping hate it. But I can see where he did probably get a bit lucky with a couple of other fouls that should have got penalised. But apart from that, he got the winner.
In my opinion, if he's booked for that first foul, he doesn't make the second one because he knows I'm on a book and I can't make this. So if it's a lot of ifs, he should have been booked for the first one. 100%, 100% should have been booked for the first one. But if he wasn't booked, even though he should have been, he still had the freedom to make the second tackle.
Yeah.
So and either way, he scored. I thought he was great. He snuffed out anything that came up to him. I think we agreed on a 10. We gave him on the match. So.
Yep. On our review, we gave Laporte a 10 out of 10. He's getting
Wow.
better as time goes on. He's been left out of football for quite a while because John Stones has been in such good form. And he's come back now. And then whenever he has come back, he's looked really, really good. He's going forward and adding to our attacks, and he's defending when necessary. And yesterday, like I said, he was our man of the match for the game. So 10 out of 10.
But that's a difference, Simon. They've got so many players who are invested in the project. Even if you leave them out, they don't sulk. They just come back and go, right, I want my place back. It's competition.
Yeah. So, guys, quickly, before we get on to the next player, is Stones getting back in this team now? Or is Laporte and Diaz now for the Champions League?
We recorded a PSG preview this morning, and we think Laporte will start. And maybe if he didn't play so well and score the winner, Stones would have come back in. But based off how well Laporte played in the second half against Villa last Wednesday, and of course against you yesterday, it has to warrant a start. I'm sorry, he's really, really good, and I think he could be crucial to stopping maybe, hopefully, Mbappe and Neymar. He's looking really good. I think he will, but with Pep, you never know. Pep's always going to throw curveballs and keep people on their toes. So that's just our prediction, is that Laporte will start.
Right, absolutely.
Though either way,
go on.
Stones players, in my opinion. I think it's just whichever happens. I'm for both.
But do you know what? It's a crazy option to have. Do you know what I mean? You can have him, Stones. Even you got Ake. Even you got Ake.
I'll take one of them. I'll take him.
Yeah, I'll take him at Tottenham. You know what I mean? It's desperate. In a minute, absolutely. Cancelo, guys.
It's very similar to Kyle Walker. He's been poor in the last month, I think, by his own high standards, Cancelo. But once again, went back to his own basics. He was inverting from the fullback position. He was crossing well. His passing was good. His link-up play, and like similar to the rest of the boys in defence, defended when he needed to. So we gave him an 8, the exact same as Kyle Walker. They both went back to what they do well, and it worked yesterday.
Absolutely. Dara, do you agree with you?
I said about an hour into it, this man is my man of the match. I thought he was brilliant.
I thought he was good too.
He came straight. He linked the defence in the midfield and even linked the midfield to the forward line. He was just everywhere, and I couldn't have asked for more from him personally.
Absolutely.
I'll never disrate him again. I promise, Dareth. He is quality. All right, I'll never compare him to Aurelien. They're never in the same sentence. I promise.
Do you know what? This next player, mate, I'm telling you now, he's an outstanding servant player for you, mate. Telling you, he's been a terrific player. Even at this age now, mate, is Fernandinho. What an absolute player this guys. What a beast he was yesterday as well. I say, boy, it wasn't his best game he played, but I think, boy, did he boss that midfield yesterday, guys.
Do you want to go with that, Darren?
No, I'll go away. Yeah, I thought it was brilliant. It was just an engine, doesn't stop running, knows where to pass it. He knows exactly what to do. He didn't I didn't hear Højbjerg's name once. I thought he just snuffed out that flat three that he's played, which definitely played to our advantage. It's just there's not more you can say about Fernandinho. He's just different.
I think he's the best in his position as well. In the league at the moment, I think he's phenomenal for his age as well. Personally.
Yeah. Absolutely. Hugh, do you want to add anything to what Darth said about Fernandinho?
He's exactly what you need on a cup final, Fernandinho. You know, I think he got booked earlier on in the game, and we're all sitting on the edge of our seats saying this guy's going to get sent off. He's going in with those really intense vintage Fernandinho challenges, but they work. He plays on the edge. That's the kind of player he is. And when those challenges do pay off, and he does break up Tottenham attacks or opposition attacks, it breeds massive momentum into the rest of the team, and that's priceless. You can't put a price on that kind of stuff. He's an absolute leader. He's an absolute warrior. I got into an argument recently with someone in our watch along saying he shouldn't get a statue. I'm telling you, when Fernandinho does decide to leave City, he warrants a statue. The guy's been an unbelievable servant, trophy after trophy. You hear the stories about him off the pitch, calling team meetings and saying, we need to improve on this, that, the other. He is the model captain for a club, and I couldn't ask for anyone better on a cup final day.
Seriously, mate, what a player. He reminds you of Joe, like a leadership sort of type. When Vincent Company was at the club, mate, that was another one. Absolutely smashing player. I said you've had some terrific leaders. I'm telling you, you have over the last couple of years, guys. The next one, guys, is a good one. Another guy. Do you know what? This season, been well impressed. Do you know what? When he first came in, I thought, do you know, I'm not too sure about this guy. Can he hit it in the Premier League? I know what he done when he was at Dortmund, but could he hit it in the Premier League? But this season, mate, he kicked on it. So, guys, what are we going to give him?
We gave Gundogan an 8 as well. I mean, it wasn't. So I'm not going to take away from him. He was really good yesterday, but it wasn't his best performance of the season. He just did exactly what he does, which is move around the midfield, link midfield with attack, put players through, do the basics. And that's exactly why he is probably going to be in the nominations for player or team of the season in there thereabouts. He's really kicked on, like you said, this season. As City fans, we've not always been massive fans of Gundogan because Pep has played him probably in the wrong position in that double pivot that we hate so much beside Rodri. But once he was given license to move forward and join the attack and do what he knows best, he's really flourished. And he's been a key part to any success that we will achieve at the end of the season. I think we gave him an 8 for yesterday's performance, though, but he's a magnificent midfielder.
Yeah, absolutely. Darth, did you want to add anything to that, what Hugh just said?
Yeah, exactly. He was a silent operator, but what he did was unbelievable. I thought it was just linking everything. Everything flowed through him and Cancelo. It was just they're unstoppable when they're on top form. Them two boys.
Absolutely. He's been me and Matt in it. Matt, we speak about this every now and then. This player, and it's been sensational.
I love Gundogan. I think he's class. He just settles everything down, but he makes it look easy. He's just got that touch of they all have, but he's got that extra touch of class.
Right, sorry about that, guys. Just went out for a bit. Yes, Matt, I totally agree with you, pal. The next one, guys, is this player. What another great player you got here in Mahrez. What we give him? Another great talent.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 for Riyad Mahrez. Absolutely exceptional, and he has been for the guts of 2 months now.
Another 10.
The narrative. 10 out of 10. Honest to God, Simon, the narrative pushed on social media yesterday after the final whistle was he's looking more like the player we signed from Leicester. He was arguably the best player in the league that year. They won the Premier League, and he's looking like that. He's playing with confidence. He's taking on players. He's using his right foot now for a change, which he never used to do. He's constantly threatening the fullbacks of the opposition. They have to double up on him all the time because he's that dangerous. And when he's playing with confidence and he looks like he's enjoying himself, he is one of the most frightening wingers in world football, in my opinion. And yesterday, he was absolutely fantastic and deserved of the broadcaster's man of the match on Sky Sports. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, something scary.
Yeah, seriously. How much you pay for Mahrez, guys? Sorry, Dave. Go on, mate. Go on.
Oh, sorry. Am I coming late or am I?
Mate.
Yeah, so what I think personally is Mahrez was fasting as well, which is crazy. I think it's unbelievable. Like, he's fasting and he's still doing
Sorry, guys, I don't. Oh, mate.
Yeah, he's coming and gone.
Is that his internet?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not hard, it's Simon's.
Are you still there?
Yeah, we're still there.
Yeah.
Carry on, Dareth, about Mahrez.
Yeah, man, he's devoid of food and drink as well at the minute because he's obviously he's gone through his fast and he's still gone out and put out a 10 out of 10 in the cup final. He can't ask him more.
He frightened the hell out of me on that way. He just run that. Was it Regioni? Yeah, whoever it was, he just run him ragged. He was brilliant. What a winger! And you're right. He is playing like he was when he was at Leicester when they won the league. He's very frightening at the moment.
Guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
you. Yeah. Sorry, guys. It's my Wi-Fi's playing up, guys. I'm on that flipping dial-up. You know what I mean? De Bruyne, guys. Yeah. Again. De Bruyne, guys.
Kevin De Bruyne has been absolutely phenomenal for the last month or so, or month and a half since he's come back from his 4 to 6 week ankle injury or whatever it was, groin injury. The only flaw I can point out for Kevin De Bruyne is his crossing and his corners. They were rarely beating the first man, but that's so made up for by his overall contribution to the game. I mean, I don't think there's a man in world football right now, lads, who visions football as well as he does, who sees things happen, can pinpoint passes to players making runs. It's such a priceless attribute to have, and what he gives to the game overall is it's unbelievable. I think we gave him a 9 out of 10, and when his crossing's poor, to still earn a 9 out of 10 must mean he's put in a pretty good damn performance. So yeah, he's exceptional. He'll be so key for us against PSG on Wednesday. I didn't want him to play yesterday personally for the PSG game, but he did, and he was really, really good.
What another player. Dara, did you want to add to everything what you just said about De Bruyne?
There's already been everything said about that man. There's nothing you can add on to it anymore. It's just, see that game, you look at that and you just think, if that's an 8 out of 10, it's frightening. It's frightening what else he can do, really.
It's crazy, guys, isn't it? If you look back at when he come to Chelsea as a youngster and Jose threw him under the bus and sold him, told him he wasn't basically good enough. And he's come back, mate, and he's absolutely proved everyone wrong. What a player he is, mate, isn't it? What a player. He's probably one of the best players, best creative players probably in the Premier League at this present moment, mate. Absolutely. Sensational. Sterling, we're going Sterling. I don't think it was his best game, guys. You're given the rating because I don't think it was their best game. Do you agree, guys? It wasn't his best game yesterday.
Yeah, definitely 100%. So, do you want to go?
No, you fire away, mate. Finish point.
You see, Sterling's been in a very rough patch lately, and it's shown because he was awful against Chelsea. There were a couple against Forla. He was just useless. But this is definitely the best of a bad bunch. It's like I thought he looked hungry yesterday. He wanted to make something happen, and he was forcing it. It didn't work all the time, but he wasn't as poor as he was against Chelsea. It's him coming back into his confidence, and once his confidence goes up, he'll be a better player for it.
Absolutely. Hugh, did you want to add anything to that, mate, about Sterling?
Yeah, it was an improvement. It was definitely an improvement. He was absolutely abysmal against Chelsea last week, and Pep showed faith in him to play him again yesterday. He only was brought up a stone's throw away from Wembley, so it means a lot to him every time he does play there. And it was improvement. Dara said, like Dara said, he was trying to make things happen. He was making runs, and he was beating players, which he wasn't beating last week. And I think we gave him a 7 out of 10. So it's probably the lowest rating in the team. But that's, like I said on the preview, it's because he's got such high standards and we expect so much from him. And that's exactly why his rating is slightly lower. But it's an improvement. It's an improvement.
Absolutely. Nice one, guys. And we come on to this one. Oh, how we meant to do this guy is another sensational player. Absolutely. What can we say anymore? What everyone's talking about him. I mean, Hugh, go on, give us how good this guy is at the minute.
Where do I even? Yeah, Matt's saying 10 out of 10. I think on our review we gave him an 8 out of 10, but I've since then I've decided 10 out of 10. I don't even know what you can say about Phil Foden anymore. He does all his talking on the pitch. The guy is such a talented boy. Man. I hate calling him a boy because he's so mature. The character that guy has is unbelievable. I said it on a video recently. By the time he's 23, 24, he'll be a senior member of this team for being around for so long, and will probably have won plenty of trophies. We're so fortunate to have him. He joined the club when he was 8, I think, or 6 maybe. He's a product of the City Academy. And it's been unbelievable management from Pep to get him to where he is. There were so many critics in recent years saying he should go on loan. He's not going to get the game time because of Sané and Sterling and so on. He's proved everyone wrong through on the pitch performance. He really is such a huge, crucial part to our team. And similar to De Bruyne, anything we do win this year, whether it's Premier League, Champions League, etc., he will be a key part of it. And his stats speak for themselves. I'm lost for words when I watch him sometimes. He's to use the cliche word, he's generational.
Yeah. I said, if any youngsters wanting to start out on football and things and to look up to someone, definitely Foden, because he's been patient over the years since Silva's been there as well. He hasn't kicked up a fuss, has he? It sounds like he works hard in training. He never makes no meal and nothing. And every time Pep gives him a chance, he gives 110% all the time. Every time you see him, he gives 110%. I think this season, mate, I think he's kicked on. I think he's matured as a player. I think he's getting better and better. You see that in Champions League, that goal against Dortmund, mate. Do you know what I mean? Things like that.
Yeah.
A youngster like that doing things like that. You know what I mean? You can tell what a great player and he's got rooms to improve, guys. He's got levels to go.
I like his level of.
Do you know what makes it more special? Sorry to put across it, is the fact that he absolutely lives and breathes Manchester City Football Club.
Yeah,
he's got blue blood. He wants this club to win trophies, and he wants to be a part of it. And like I said, that's absolutely priceless when you find a player like that. So long may it last, and I do hope he stays his whole career at City. It's truly special relationship he has with this club.
I think he's phenomenal. I just want to talk about his level of maturity. I thought it was, what is he? Is he 19? Is it 19?
20. He's 20.
20.
Wow.
Yeah, I just thought what him and Gundogan did when they went over to Son, just to see if he's all right. I thought that was really good, sportsmanship, and I thought it showed, like you say, shows he's not a boy anymore. He's turning into a man, definitely. And I just thought it was really classy from a few of the City players. They could have rubbed it in the face like other clubs. I mean, I think if we would have played against someone like Chelsea, that wouldn't have happened. So I think fair play to the City boys for doing that. And they're a joy to watch, Simon. They really are. And maybe it'll be not. I think we need a player like a Foden. There must be one in our reserves or in that young squad. There must be one or two that can come in that team and just show a bit more. I would rather have seen them yesterday instead of Harry Winks. Someone like I don't know. I think Alfie Devine's going to be a good player. I really do, Simon. I've told you this before, and I don't see why he doesn't deserve a shot. Our season's a mess anyway, so.
I rate Skip, not a guy you have out on Norwich.
Oh, I can't wait for him next season. Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely class, but I still say me and Matt, we have his little thing about this. He wants him back next season, but I'd rather if Norwich comes back, I'd rather him go back to Norwich for another season. It's not going to hurt him to get Premier League experience, playing game in, game out at Tottenham.
I think he gets in our team. I think he gets in our team. I think he improves it massively. He's better than Winks. He's better than Sissoko.
Going back on that Foden and the good one when they went up to Son, they were telling him, "What the fuck are you doing at this fucking club? Get over to fucking City."
Yeah.
That's what they're fucking saying. So they were fucking consoling.
No, I saw a funny TikTok video. I have to send it to you, Simon. But it was it was when De Bruyne went over to Son, and someone's like put it in the speech bubbles like, "I'll put in a word to Pep for him to put a bid in for you in the summer," and he said, "I'll see you next season." At the end.
And when you go on these two subs, City brag on, do you know what I mean? It's not bad when you got Rodri on the bench as well, guys, and it just to bring on just to rub it in again, guys. Rodri, what do you give him?
Rodri. He didn't get much time, did he? What did you think him? We didn't even talk about him in our review.
No, because he was coming on, wasn't he? And then you scored. And then he didn't come on for a bit longer, did he? I seem to remember.
I think he was about 18, nearly about 20 minutes. I think I was maximum, was it? Something like that.
Yeah, he came on after the goal. The goal was scored in the 82nd.
That was it.
Yeah, that was it.
Thing is, he didn't have much to do, but I want to give him a 10 purely because of the celebration on the touchline. He just touchline. It was brilliant. Yeah. But other than that, he was fine. You can't really give him anything other than a 6 because there wasn't anything for him to do, really.
Yeah, he couldn't really impact the game, Rodri. He couldn't really impact. It was kind of done at that stage. It was just a matter of making sure we did.
He still beat all our players, Simon.
Quality, innit? Quality. And you did bring on Bernardo Silva as well. And what another fantastic player.
I like him as well.
Guys, I don't know how long he had on the pitch, but I just thought.
He came on, Simon.
Huh?
Oh, yeah,
I don't think he came on, did he?
He didn't come on. I don't think he did.
Here, I'll check. Give me a minute. I'll have a look.
I swear it was 2, so I swear he come on. I swear Silva come on.
I'll have a look.
I swear he come on. Oh, I must have too many drinks then.
He did. He's right. He came on. I honest to God, I didn't even notice he came on.
Oh, actually, I do remember because I celebrated when
He
Brian.
came on. Simon, he came on in the 87th minute. At the 87th minute. At that stage, it was kind of it's hard to judge him off that. I mean,
Yeah.
he'll be saved
Just
for
give him a
PSG.
10. Huge. Just give him a 10 because you. I
Yeah,
mean,
10 for being a nice guy. He gets he's saved for PSG. He is. He'll be crucial for our game against PSG. His energy is absolutely unrivaled. He's a crucial player once again in our midfield. But
You think he'll start? You think he'll start against PSG?
he's in our predicted lineup, Matt. I think his energy in midfield. If we want to beat PSG, we will need to control the midfield, and he's crucial for that. And he'll put the PSG defense under serious pressure with his constant running. So he's in our predicted 11.
And Matt, before we come on to ours quickly,
It's gonna be quick, mate. It's gonna be quick.
Looking forward to it.
well, yeah,
You have a big 0 written on the sheet.
I've done them already, Matt, because I've totally forgot to actually ask you. But look, Hugo, I gave him an 8 because if it wasn't for Hugo yesterday, this could have been even worse.
Mate,
I don't know what you thought.
I think he stood up, and I thought he did lead as a cat. He showed you what it meant to him in a cup final. He's obviously, won a World Cup and things like that. What could he have done more? I thought he was actually very solid yesterday. Crosses were coming in. He held everything. He made some really good saves. I felt sorry for him. Maybe he's not necessarily a problem that we think he is, mate. Maybe it's just, like you say, the defence in front of him just aren't clearly good enough.
Yeah, absolutely. Aurier, a game of 3. Is that too high?
Mate, I'd have given him a 1.
Shambles,
He was shit. He was shot.
Right.
It could even be a 0, mate. He gave away the free kick, which was needless, that gave them the goal. He was awful. He was getting skinned left, right and centre. Get him out of the club. I'm done.
Yeah, he's part of the ones
He's part of the
been
problem, mate. He's part of the problem. He doesn't care about this club. He wants to go to PSG in the summer. I've already read about it.
Yeah, he came from PSG, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't believe Poch wants him back.
Toby, I gave him a 7. I think yesterday. I think he's probably one of our shining lights yesterday. At the back with Hugo. Do you agree with that 7?
Yeah, I thought he played really well. But 7 or an 8, definitely. I mean, I thought it was him, Dyer, and Lloris for me that were the 3. I thought he played really well. I like what he came out, with his tweet. It shows he cares. I mean, who knows? Will he be here by next season? We just don't know. He is obviously aging, as we say, but he's clearly still our best defender.
I gave Dyer a 7 as well, alongside him. I think he was our man of the match yesterday, Dyer. I have been rollicking this guy for months and months, but I think yesterday he was fantastic. Block after block, you know what I mean? And I think he defended quite well. Regs, I gave a 3, maybe less. I didn't want to go too hard in the Matt.
Yeah, I have to, mate. It was poor. It was pathetic yesterday. The fullbacks were terrible. Really, they just got absolutely. Mahrez had him on toast every time. He got a yellow card. It was quite a nasty tackle. I'd say it was. I know he was trying to win the ball, but it was too eager for me. He's gone right off the boil since he's come back. I'd say from his injury. It's quite worrying. Maybe his head's been turned. I'm not sure. I mean, you don't blame him really, but I'll give him a 2.
I always gave him a 2. How about Harry Winks? Gave him a 3. Do you know what? This guy, it was about in the 36 minutes, something like that, nearly 40 minutes. I didn't know this guy was in the game. That's how fucking bored he was. But I didn't want to go too hard on me with the thing. I know, fucking terrible. So a 3, Matt, you're probably going to give him less.
Yeah, I think I'd give him a 2. He's just not good enough, mate. I felt a bit bad for him because he was just thrown in. He's not match fit.
City was after him.
I don't believe that. City never wanted him. That's no way they wanted Harry Winks.
40 million bid for Harry Winks.
40 million.
Oh, why didn't we take that, Simon? Jeez. Literally,
Oh,
that's the problem with our club. He's 40 million for Harry Winks. He's probably worth about 5. Honestly, he's probably he'll get into a Burnley team or someone like, maybe not even that because he doesn't even work that hard. But he'd get into a nice a Norwich. I'd say Norwich is probably his sort of standard. Play
He
nice
wouldn't play for
football.
under 23s. He wouldn't play for under 23s. Harry Winks.
There you go. He's shocking, mate. He is terrible.
I fucking stir the fucking
I'm
ball.
serious.
Well,
You see under 23s, they're class.
Yeah, they are good. The City under 23s. That's what I'm saying, Simon. We've got a lot of youngsters, the under 18s, the under 23s, who are actually pulling up trees and actually doing quite well in their league. And you put him in. I just don't understand why our youngsters aren't coming through. They can't be any worse.
I totally agree with you, pal. But that's probably another show, mate. We can go for ages about that, mate. Pierre, I think he didn't have a bad game yesterday. Really, he tried his best, but yet again, he just got let down by his own players. Really, I gave him a 5, Matt. That's probably fair on his performance yesterday.
Yeah, I think between 4 and 5, it wasn't his best game, but he wasn't helped out with midfield. Lo Celso, he didn't help him out. He was, like I say, he does a midfield job, a 3-man midfield job, literally on his own at times, and I can't get on him too much. He's easily been our best midfielder of the season. So, I don't want to get down on Pierre too much. I like him as a player, and we need more players like him in our squad.
Absolutely, pal. Lo Celso, should I gave him a? He's less than that. That's a 2, Matt. That's not a 4. So.
That's a 2 or a 1, mate. Honestly, he's shocked. He's terrible. 40. I think he was near enough 40 million, 45 million. I think overall he's cost us. Betis are laughing. He's not good enough, mate. He's just not good enough.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, Lucas, mate. Sorry.
I potentially may have given him a bit higher. I thought actually he was in the second half at least trying to go through City, and he did get through a couple of times. He caused them, a few problems, and he gave it his all. I think he did more than, I'd say Son and Kane, to be honest. I'd probably give him between 5 and 6, but I love Lucas's energy. He's not one I'd be selling, but I don't want to play him on the right hand side anymore. I think in that number 10 position where he can just press and he'll do it all day long. You know what he's like. So, and he causes opposition problems because of his pace and his dribbling ability. So yeah, I 5 or 6. Yeah.
Yeah, and I gave Kane and Son exactly the same. 5 Kane and 5 for Son. They're average yesterday, mate. People can say Kane did have the service, Son did have the service, but when you're talking about when we big these players up, they're world-class players. Kane's probably the best striker in the world. Best strikers in the world. Well, world-class players create something out of nothing. They do. Just look at what Ronaldo needs to do, what Messi needs to do. They need to create. They need to be well out the game. They're playing shit, but there'll be moments in games where.
I think for me, Ronaldo's never, or Messi, or those type have never had to play with a midfield 3 of like a Winks, a Sissoko, and they've got quality. This is what I'm saying. We need this. The defense did their job. The midfield to attack yesterday was not good enough. The space was too much. It was too easy for City. You looked at City's midfield. It made their Mahrez better because he got the ball more and he could really attack. The way they used the ball was better. Tottenham need a much better midfield, and then you can get the likes of Son and Kane in. We still need a creative player as well. I think personally Son was pretty dreadful yesterday. I probably would have given him a 3 or a 4. I thought he gave the ball away way too much. Easy passes. I thought Kane tried at least, but it's clear to see he wasn't that. He's probably about 80% fit for me. And the reason he kept dropping back into midfield to actually get the ball. And every time he got the ball, he tried to set up, an attack. For me, that's I suppose that's the 11 ratings. Anyway, we'll get onto the bench, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's only 2, mate. Suzuki, I gave him 0. Absolutely.
I'd probably
diabolical.
give him a -10, mate, to be honest, because I thought
It
he's
was terrible.
shocking.
I mean,
He's
how he's
been
not jumping for that
Oh, mate,
goal
no,
is
but
ridiculous.
it's the second cup final he's cost us, Champions League final. Maybe that's a bit harsh, but he handball. It was his handball, wasn't it?
But
He's
do you know
cost
what,
us
man?
that.
But do you know what? We was all slating you, Sissoko yesterday. But do you know what? We turn around and say it's not Sissoko's fault. He gets chosen to go on that pitch. I mean, I know we know he's a terrible player, but you got to fucking say to flipping
No, but
Ryan
mate,
Mason
it's his
there.
job.
You know what I
It's
mean?
his job to think. Hang on, I've got to jump here. I can't let Laporte have a
Yeah,
free
no,
header. You put
but
your
that's
body
what I'm
on the
saying.
line for this badge. This badge right
But
here.
but what I'm trying to say, Matt, that's not the only bad performance he's been doing this, mate. He's been doing
He's
this
been
for
shit all season.
week
He's
to
been
week.
crap
And
all season, mate.
Mason's been looking into this, so Mason must be surely looking at the final. Wait, I'm going to bring on fucking Sissoko over Tungi. You know what I mean?
He's been
I don't know what
crap
that
for
is.
most of the season, Sissoko. He needs to go. He is not good enough for this football club. I can't believe he's even worn our shirt. He's a disgrace, in my eyes.
And the last player, mate, give Bale 5.
I wanted him to. I wanted him to start. He was
Yeah.
as soon as he came on with Sissoko, I was like, well, he's not going to get any service, is he? He's not going to get the ball that much. It was. You took off Lucas, who potentially could have freed up Bale because someone would have had to have gone to him. You took off our most creative players and brought on you tried a low block and we were 1-0 down. I just don't understand it. And then you fit Gareth Bale just to maybe pull out an overhead kick, or you can't do it necessarily all in his own. He's got to receive the ball, and that's up to the midfield. And the midfield was not good enough yesterday, and that I think that's what let us down. I don't think the defence was necessarily too bad in terms of the 2 centre backs. I think they did their job. They did their marking. It was an individual error and a set piece problem that has got to change in this club, mate. If we want to win trophies, you can't make errors like that. It's just as simple as that.
Absolutely, mate. We've got some comments there. We've got Bob's from Bob's Bird TV. Big up, lads. Pleasure meeting you yesterday, Si. Yeah, it was great meeting you, Bob's. It was absolutely fantastic. Got Johnny. Big. He's they're talking in there. KJTV. No on ndombele at all. That was baffling. Yeah, sensational. It was.
Yeah.
I couldn't get my head around that either. So thanks for everyone's joining the chat so far. So guys, looking in again, just want to go, just get your views. Where does Tottenham go from here, guys? After everything's happened with Jose Mourinho, Super League and things like that. It's been horrendous week, not only just for Spurs for that Super League, for you guys as well, but for sacking Jose Mourinho on cup final week. You know what I mean? And going to lose the cup final. Where do you think, actually, as a fan looking in, where do you think Spurs need to go now? Where do you think we need to look? Do we need a complete rebuild, or do you reckon a manager can come in and get the best out of his players? Or do you think Tottenham are in that big mess at the minute, mate? It needs complete overhaul.
Yeah, they need everything. They need to reset completely. We've just heard, actually, I don't know if you have heard, because I only came in about 10 minutes ago. Nagelsmann, he's
gone Bayern.
Yeah,
Yep.
confirmed.
Yep.
confirmed.
He's
never
gone.
come
Yeah,
to
he's pretty
Tottenham.
much.
Never come to
Well,
Tottenham.
apparently, I've just read he turned us down, and 2 other clubs. It doesn't say who the 2 other clubs were, but he turned us down for Bayern Munich. I mean, you can't blame him.
Yeah. He's getting 22.5 million euros a year at Bayern, and Daniel Levy's not even paying that. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah.
One of I keep hearing is this Rangnick bloke. I've never even heard of him. But
if you get
go on, mate.
If you get like Eric Ten Hag, the Ajax man, he's a very, very good manager. He can handle young cores. He can get the best out of them. He plays good football. I think personally, if you're going for a rebuild, which has to happen, you can't carry on with his core players because they're not playing for you. And I know that that's not just my opinion. That's coming from a lot of Spurs mates I have. They're not playing for you. It was clear, and it was clear from an outside looking in yesterday. They're not playing for anyone. You need get rid of that core of players who don't care for you and just start fresh. New manager, new players. Do what you can.
Yeah, absolutely. No. Hugh, what's your thoughts? So what do you think? I mean, as Tottenham going forward now, mate. What do you think Tottenham need? Do you reckon we need to concentrate on getting the ball out first? As me and Matt was having this discussion earlier. Matt saying that he don't think the ball's going nowhere at the minute. But me personally, I will not go get no managers at the minute, no players at the minute until we sort from top to bottom. So looking in, Hugh, where do you think Tottenham need to go next? What happens to this club now? Where do we go?
Well, first things first, looking from an outsider's perspective, I'm just glad I don't support them. It's a complete mess. I mean, if you're going to be unsuccessful, if you're going to be unsuccessful in getting rid of the board, I mean, the first thing to do is, well, obviously you want the board out. That's clearly what you guys want, and I understand that because I'm not a fan of Daniel Levy myself as a person. Even watching the documentary that came out a year ago, I thought he was a complete knob, and that's just the way it is. But if they're going to stay, I think you need to find a manager who can come in and begin a long-term project, someone who'll put time into the youth players and just really build for the future, I suppose, because like Dara said, these core players aren't going to be it. And I suppose if you're going to put down a long-term project that you're going to stick to, that may mean losing players like Kane and Son, because they won't want to hang around in the prime of their careers and not win, essentially. I mean, I've said it myself plenty of times on our own podcast, Harry Kane's too good a player to not win trophies. And if whoever this manager is that comes in, I don't think he's going to have enough impact, whoever it is in the world, to start winning trophies straight away. It's going to have to be a complete revamp for Spurs anyway. And like I said, I'm just glad I have nothing to do with it, no emotional attachment.
Yeah, nice one, Hugh. Me personally, guys, as I see, when you talk about Harry Kane there, mate, Harry Kane is not going to wait around, mate, for managers like Scotty Parker's or Potters of the world, things like that. Harry Kane's going to look at that saying, I'm not fucking hanging around for this shit. You know what I mean? And I think Jose Mourinho was probably the last straw for Harry Kane. I do believe now he'll move on. I really do. I just can't see it happening. Well, yeah, let's see what happens with this. What I've been told, but I just can't see him hanging around, mate. I really do. I think the last straw was Jose Mourinho. I think Harry Kane thought, yes, we're getting Jose and we're getting someone with winning mentalities, won trophies. He may bring trophies in, mate. But yeah, again, looks like it's bits of both here. Jose weren't great for us. He wasn't a match for us, but same time, I don't think Daniel Levy and the board have backed him properly with the players he wanted. So it's a bit of both, and it's a bit of both at Tottenham at the minute. But to me, guys, I just think, me personally, Harry Kane, if the next manager has to be a top draw manager, because Harry Kane's not hanging around for these little small managers. I'm not disrespecting none of these small managers, but Harry Kane's not hanging around for these.
I think the thing with that is it can't be it can't be a top manager if it does not fit Tottenham's style. This manager has got to fit our philosophy. And if it means Kane has to go and we rebuild,
but what's
then
our
we do
philosophy?
it.
And this is the thing.
Mate, our philosophy is what Pochettino was, what we were playing as. It was the pressing football. Yes, because he did not get back. You can't tell me if he didn't get back, he wouldn't have won anything.
Exactly,
we stood still for 2 years.
This is what I'm trying to say earlier. He didn't get back, so who do we blame then? The fucking dickheads
we're
up
playing
top.
the board, but I don't personally think anyone can afford £2 billion. I don't think anyone's going to take the risk to buy out Tottenham yet. It's not yet. I'm saying not yet, but what I'm saying Daniel Levy needs to do is he needs to take a seat back. He needs to get a sporting director and a football director. No, he's going to have to, otherwise there is going to be uproar. He's going to have to do that, and he's going to have to look at this Steve Hitchin bloke, and he's got to bring in a new recruitment team. That is one way you can get Spurs fans on side, because then at least there is a slight change and a plan. If you can't get rid of the board, you have to get rid of certain members of that other part of the board that are members of the staff. You know, you got to be ruthless. Because I personally, I don't get, Simon, you know I want the board out, but I don't see anyone coming in with a £2 billion bid after a pandemic. Not yet.
Yeah, it's a nice one, Matt. As I said before we wrap up the stream, guys, I just wanted to just quickly go back on that. I just think, Matt, and I know I can see where you're coming from, mate. Where the money around, we've got to find someone, mate. We've got to, because we're going to have 20 years of another shit like this, mate. Because it's it. Nothing will change. Daniel Levy will never change, mate. He'll never take us a step aside away from transfers. He loves doing things like that. He loves fucking his club up. You know what I mean? On the playing field, commercially side, yes, he has done brilliantly. But to me, mate, seriously, it's a business to him, and that's all they're seeing it is, mate. And until we get these lot out of the club, you can bring the best manager in the world. As if we had one of the best managers in the world, Jose Mourinho. I mean, it hasn't worked out.
Yeah. But the thing with me is, I wonder if Joe Lewis is going to get on the phone to Daniel Levy and go, "You need to sort this shit out because we're losing profit here." Now, it is about profit with this club, and if we're not getting Champions League, we're not getting into Europe, it will affect their pockets, and they'll have to do something. And this is what I'm saying. If somehow, miraculously, we get into that top, I'm not saying we will, it would be the worst thing for the club possible because it would cover up the cracks again, and he'd think that squad's good enough to go again with a new manager. We need to completely maybe potentially be in the Europa League, but yeah, the board need to realise that they had a manager, they didn't back him, that a man who worked miracles, they screwed him over. He'll do wonders at PSG. I'm sure he will. They need to take a hit to realise, okay, we need to do something here. So if this is the pain we have to go through that, and I think this is what Pochettino meant, a painful rebuild, then it's just the way it's got to be. If it means Harry Kane's got to go, if it means Son's got to go, and we completely go again, then I'd potentially rather see that than what I saw in a cup final yesterday, mate. I really would.
Right, Matt, so there'll be another stream, mate. I'm going to have another stream about that, mate, because absolutely, we're going to have another 20 years of this trosh. I do believe that. But thanks, guys, for coming on. Congratulations. I mean, just me and Matt would probably say, congratulations. You absolutely thoroughly deserved it. Absolutely, mate. Yeah. From minute 1 to minute 90, it wasn't Tottenham playing terrible. We did play terrible, but I just think you was just fantastic yesterday.
Leicester won, by the way.
2-1, yeah.
Yeah. former City boy scored again.
Kelechi's out to get another one, yeah.
Kelechi. Yeah.
What a kid. Jesus.
So, guys, Hugh or Darth, do you want to just pick up your channel, mate? Tell everyone where they can find you. Go on, mate, big it up.
Yeah, so the 1894, it's obviously primarily a City channel, but we do various watch-alongs for other big games and competitions. I think as it stands, we're 2 or 3 subscribers off 200, so if anyone in the chat...
Come on, guys. Come on, guys.
On that front, it would be much appreciated. So yeah, just the 1894 on YouTube. You can find us there for all things City and big watch-alongs too. So thanks for having us on, Simon. It's always a pleasure coming on to chat to you and Matt, and hopefully we can do it again next season. Yeah.
Yes, guys. So literally, guys, if you're in that chat there, guys, literally, you just heard Hugh there. That, as you said, 2 or 3 off. Doesn't matter they're Manchester City guys, or if you're a Chelsea fan or Arsenal fan, Tottenham fan, just get over and subscribe to them. Hit the button. It's free of charge, guys. I mean, even if you don't want to follow their channel, it helps these guys out. It really does. So you are in that comment. Just literally get over to it now. 1894, guys, isn't it? Yeah. And literally go and show them some love, guys. Hit that subscribe, and hopefully by the end of the stream, we're going to get these guys over 200. So, guys, thank you very much. Absolutely a pleasure to have you both on. Good luck. Whenever it is tomorrow, Wednesday. When is it, guys? PSG.
Is it tomorrow? It's Wednesday, is it?
Yeah.
Yes, I've got the night off. I can watch it.
What's the game? What's the game this is going to be?
It's going to be a cracker. I can't wait for
that. So, guys, can I have a quick prediction? That PSG game. Is that City or PSG, guys? Was that home or away?
Is it at PSG or City?
In Paris.
PSG.
Do you want to go or I go?
I'll say, I think I said on our preview earlier on, I said 2-1 City with optimism. I think if we're clinical, we play to our strengths, all the players turn up and are hungry for it, I don't see why we can't beat them. Honest to God, I think I know they've got Mbappe and Neymar, but I think as an all-round team on paper, we do have that bit more quality. It's just a matter of whether the nerves of a first semi-final can get to us and the players turn up. That's just my optimism. I'm a hopeless optimist.
Let's Will say 3-1.
Will loves it.
Will loves it. He loves it. Go on, Darth.
2-1. I'm sticking with Michael. I said 2-1 earlier. I'm staying with it. I think we can definitely beat them. There's no question about it. You put out that same team. Maybe put in Bernardo. Put in Ederson. We should win.
Do you know what? Guys? Literally before we head off, seriously, I know everyone, loads of Poch flipping fans still out there, and they want Poch to win it because what's happened at how he was treated at Tottenham and things like that. But do you know what? I'm not because it's Pochettino and things like that. I generally want Pep to do it because this is the trophy they've been after me. I mean, you won everything else. This is the trophy he wants. And do you know what? I genuinely believe that you're going to do it this year. I really genuinely believe if you can keep that team fit, firing, I really do think I think you'll win it. I really do, and I hope it does because I want it for Pep. Do you know what I mean? Because he has done. Because he could have walked, didn't it, guys? When you think he could have walked, you know what I mean? But he signed another contract with you guys, and I think he's working wonders again with you. So, guys, thanks for everyone tuned in the chat tonight. Absolutely fantastic support, guys. As I said, guys, please just get over to their channel, guys. 2 or 3 subs away from 200. Go on, guys. You can do it. Do it. Just do it, please, guys. So, Hugh, Dara, thanks for coming on. Absolute pleasure. Matt, as always, mate, you've been sensational again, Matt.
Mate.
Thank you very much. And as I said, we've been Premier Hotspur TV, guys. I've been Simon. This has been Matt. This has been Hugh, and this has been Dara. As I said, guys, thanks again, and we'll leave you with this. I don't know why I'm doing it, but I am. Guys, good night, God bless, and we'll see you again. Come on, you Spurs. Come on, we can still do this.